On the way to the airport. Okay, we made it to the airport. As you can see, it's snowing a little bit. But they say online anyway, on my phone, says that the flight is still on time for departure. So I'm gonna go inside and hope to find out that's the case. So that top flight says it's still on time. Boarding an hour late and gonna miss the connection in Dallas. So instead of flying into Fort Lauderdale, gotta fly into Miami. Off to a great start, but I don't know. At least we're on the flight out. Okay, so we made it to Dallas. They had to reroute me. We left about 2.5 hours late. They had to reroute me to Miami instead of Fort Lauderdale, and then got back on the flight for Fort Lauderdale. But I'm gonna be like 5 hours late, so I missed the networking session, which is the opening night, which is kind of a bummer. But is what it is. At least I'll be there for the actual event. So looking forward to that at least. A little bit of a long travel day, but we're here. Give you a quick shot of the view out my room. Good morning. What's up, Miami? Kind of had a rough time sleeping last night. It's like a kid waiting for Christmas. Pretty excited about today. Gonna get up, get ready, and head on over to Agent 2021, baby. Looking forward to today. Rocking my Garyvee shirt. All right, here we go. Made it to the stadium. So we're at Hard Rock Stadium, where the Dolphins play.
And he told the story with all of that stuff in it. I'm very excited to be here with Matt Higgins, a dear friend, somebody that I've been able to do business with for about a decade now, over a decade. Big shout out to everybody who was at the dinner last night, the VIP. Thank you guys so much. Enjoyed spending so much time with you. And really, we're just going to go into some questions. I'm going to interview Matt and create some context in this industry.
It's going awesome. Got a lot of great info, a lot of cool tactics, and meeting a lot of interesting and really cool people as well. So definitely worth it. Right now, I'm actually going over to a question and answer session with Garyvee. I got access to it because I was part of his First in Line program. If you're not part of that, you should definitely sign up. But I got an email saying if you buy a ticket using your First in Line program, that you can have access to this question and answer session with Garyvee. So that was pretty much my main reason for buying and getting this ticket to come to this conference.
Why did I create Agent 2021? For my health? I could have made a conference about anything in the world. And by the way, it's a hodgepodge of 4 different industries. You're like, what's the connection point last year? What the fuck? Like, I was like, yeah, we're just weird. Maybe not. This is real carnage coming. And I think 10 years from today, I'm very comfortable thinking it looks a lot different. And for a lot of people in here, that's going to really matter.
Hey Gary, first of all, holy shit. Fuck, I just wanted to say that to you.
I promise I'll use it in my answer.
Thank you.
By the way, for anybody, is my keynote next?
Yes.
Cool, so I'll give you a hot tip because I can see a lot of enthusiastic hands that I'll probably not get into before I go up there. Like 4 minutes before we're done here, you may want to run there, and probably they're setting up mics because I'm going mainly Q&A, so you'll probably be able to get your questions. So I'm trying to give you the hot tip because I appreciate appreciate you being part of First in Line. So, go ahead.
Sweet. I was just going to ask, what do you think the timeline is on all Google searches being video? And
Never.
So YouTube is not, I mean, you follow Billie Jean and some of these guys are saying get in YouTube because it's all going video.
Billie Jean's trying to sell you a product. Why would it go all video? People have shown you for the last 100 years that we read, listen, and watch. Right?
Yeah.
What is podcasting? It's radio. Nothing goes away. Humans stay the same. Timing is what you need to pay attention to. Got it? So no, people will read forever, people will watch videos forever, but there's timing. I think YouTube's an incredible search engine.
Do I triple down on Facebook and YouTube with this market content and retarget, or do I invest in doing more of a widespread content play to do more Instagram and LinkedIn and that type of thing?
You haven't even remotely begun to feel the effects of Facebook. 9 to 90,000 is good. 90,000 to 900,000 is better.
So just double down on Facebook and go all in there.
Or 10x. Thank you. Got it. Now that everybody else is on the bandwagon of the economy's in trouble, I'm not kidding. One of the few things I'm spending time on is to see if I can see any indicator that it's not, so I can go. I'm uncomfortable being with everybody, right? But look, I mean, here are the facts. We've been basically in economic growth for 9 years, right? We now have a president who's disproportionately leveraging the future for short term because that's what he cares about, and I understand that. That's not a Trump thing, that's a classic Republican thing, which will always play out, right? And I have plenty of Republican tendencies on the business side, but not the core one, which is mortgage the future for the current so you look good, right? That's why I think George Bush, who just passed away, deserves enormous credit for him to go back on his word to write the course of the country, but Bill Clinton gets the credit. That's the truth. That's the shit nobody talks about, right? So what do I think? I think, fuck. Like, everything is so clearly out of whack. College debt is at a place that is so unsustainable. The remarkable amount of kids that were propaganda to go to college because they wanted to, because it's fun, or because their parents made them, that collected debt, that had absolutely no leverage in getting a job, that remotely starts paying off $163,000 in debt with fucking 9% interest. It's not sustainable. And then one thing's gonna happen, that, one little thing's gonna happen, and the whole fucking thing's gonna crash. So I thought that could happen last year. I thought it actually happened the January before. If you remember that rough little January in the market? Yes. Thought it was like 17, I'm trying to, right? Was it January 17, I think is right? Yeah. Like, I thought that's what it was happening, because January got a little rough there, a couple more things. So we are now living in a generation of leadership of 40 to 80-year-olds who are just not willing to go backwards, right? We should have been in a fucking real recession in 2009. We were in an 8th place trophy recession, right? That's still in the system. So I think Matt was saying I don't think it's gonna be that bad, because I think he's smart and realizes that politicians and society won't let it be that bad. What I don't know, because I just don't, is how much say do we have? Because it's cool when we're the global empire, but China's not fucking around. So my intuition is that we are well into our decline as the global empire, and we will have to face those ramifications. So I think it's coming. Just, if I knew when, boy, I would be buying up stuff right now and selling it an hour before it happened. Right? Because I don't know, but I know it's brilliant. I do wine and sneakers because I like wine and sneakers. Right. And I know what to do with them. It's not that I thought that's strategic, it's to my audience, right? Like, otherwise I would be otherwise the only people that would be able to ask questions right now are the people that are wearing like yourself and buying sneakers. I don't care. That, I want, my thing is like, look, if you're buying sneakers, I'd love you to buy mine, but to me, I didn't pick that. I definitely don't want to monetize content. right? Back to, you know, and by the way, I don't begrudge Billy or Schmilly or any, I don't give a fuck. Do you? Who am I? But when somebody wants to sell something, what's coming out of their mouth is predicated on that. So if I'm going to sell you marketing advice, then I promise you everything I was doing up front was hedging. So, but what I love about you, and I've gotten to know you through 4Ds and all these things, you're a real fucking player in my mind. Like if you came to me and said, I want you to invest in business. Yeah, but thanks to you. Yeah, guess what? You've been able to maintain a business for 32 years. I haven't been putting out content for 32 years. Maybe I was a boost or a different angle, cool, and that's what I'm here for. But I think if you asked me what would work best, if you want to go off the reservation, because I see you a little bit like me that way, sell something you like the best. Shampoo, sunglasses, not strategic.
Right.
Good news, 40-year-old women that are your core with the trips and everything else, they buy all sorts of shit. Got it?
Yeah.
If you start with something you love, you know, I consume sneaker content. I love wine. Like, I love so that's just, you know what's so great about doing business around something you love? You work more. Right? Like watching my brother and Vayner Sports, you know how much happiness he has analyzing my brother analyzed every punt in the NFL in 2017 because we wanted to position one of our clients in free agency. And fucking loved it. And that is, honestly, that's where I think this nirvana is all going.
Yeah.
I think your grandchildren, well, too many things will change. I think this is what, you know, a lot of people like making fun of the kids right now, right? They think they're influencers, they get us entitled, they get out of school, they think they're going to Bali and fucking look at all these fuckers. The reality is it's practical. I have a funny feeling a lot of you fuck faces would be going to Bali too if you could afford it. Right? When you're 22, if somebody's going to pay you to go to Bali and take a fucking selfie, you go to fucking Bali. Right? So there's a lot of judgment. There's a real, like, what the internet is right now makes America, in its greatest land of opportunity, look like a shithole. The internet.
Okay guys, just got out of the Q&A session with Gary Vee. I got super lucky. I was able to ask a question to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the CEO of VaynerX, Gary Vaynerchuk.
Even got a selfie with him, but here he goes right here. All right, so we're wrapping it up here at Agent 2021. Been a crazy experience. Been awesome. Actually got to ask Gary Vee a question in person, and then in front of the stage, on the big stage with a big audience, kind of some funny questions. But definitely skirted my last question, which was, what are you and The Rock up to? So about a year ago, he posted a thing with him and The Rock, and he asked The Rock a question. He says, "Yo, D, we cooking something up?" And The Rock says, "Yeah, we're cooking up something big." And so he reposted that. It was about a year later, just like a few days ago. And so my question to him was, what are you and The Rock up to? And completely just said, nothing. And like, no other info. So they're up to something. Just got to figure out what it is. Last minute reflection here on the beach about the event before I go home. Nice and sunny here in Miami, but we got a snowstorm last night. Apparently, like, the local schools are closed, so must have been a decent amount. But definitely the highlight of the trip so far was meeting Gary Vee in the private question and answer session. That was just amazing. But another really cool thing is I got to meet his father. It was real brief, but I got to shake his hand and tell him thank you for raising a great son. Because not only for me, but for everyone else, he's had a really big impact in our lives. So cheers to you, Sasha, and the rest of the Vayner family. And what a great event, guys. Highly, highly recommend Agent 2021, and I'll be coming back next year.